Hey guys, so I figured since the last one of these I got a few clicks on the Analogue Pocket, I would follow it up with kind of part two. I think somewhere in that video I said, will I get the dock, won't I get the dock, maybe there's a case for it. I don't know if I mentioned the case, but I did, and it's here. So I thought we could open up a few of these, and honestly I didn't know if I would because they're just small accessories, right? The boxes are as nice as the Analogue Pocket, so I figured why put a good unboxing video to waste. So let's do the hard case first and see how it goes. And I know you're thinking I don't usually do videos like these, but tell you what, I'm starting to think I do, is the crazy thing. But if you're still waiting for yours to arrive, I believe I've seen that they've since posted that they have everything in stock. So if you're still waiting for a hard case or a dock, now might be the time. Also, I saw they did a glow-in-the-dark version of the Pocket. Very hard to resist, but I'll try to refrain from getting the new version each time it comes out. And pretty sure that's going to be it. Yep, that doesn't come out, so. Should probably save that, right? Will I pick it up off the floor later and put it back in the box? It's good that it's hard to get open because that's what you want in a case, right? I did it. Truly, it's amazing I went as long as I did without a case for an electronic device. So it's a good thing we're unboxing two things, huh? The dock, found to be a little bit more involved, right? For those of you that didn't watch the first video, I spent probably the first half figuring that I could just connect the Pocket to an HDMI or a computer somehow, and that it would then output the video I needed to capture it, but that is not what happened. So I did get the dock, because while I am kind of unprepared for the portability of this thing, I was playing it a lot just because it was easy to have, just anywhere. I thought it would be cool to also have, because I have the other analog devices for the Super Nintendo and the regular Nintendo, but those aren't as easy to keep out. You know, once you get 3 or 4 consoles going on, where do you keep them all? Do you keep them all plugged in at once? I don't have the space for that just yet. So this would be a cool solution, since this does have the OpenFPGA that will support Super Nintendo and Nintendo and everything. This would be a better solution just to have on my desk, right? And then when I actually want to play it on the screen, which I'm going to do right now, I have a fake setup for you to see me plug this in and it immediately come up on screen, but it's probably going to take a few more things before that happens. Oh, it came with an HDMI cable. Well, that's good. I already got one set up, so we'll just save that for later when I resell it. And I believe this is probably the USB-C cable, but I also have one of those set up to power it. I'm not sure it needs power, like, because the Pocket doesn't need power, so would it still show up on the TV if I just didn't plug it in? Do not need a wall plug for it, so I probably don't need anything else in this box. But again, if I were better at unboxing, no, I don't think this comes with anything underneath it. So I guess you're going to the internet for the owner's guide anyway. But I'm going to set this up over here, and then we'll see how this. So it said my dock was out of date, but that when I upgraded the firmware on the Pocket, it included the new firmware for the dock. So it's updating the dock by way of the Pocket itself. And not quickly, it looks like. But the video in appears to be working already, although it doesn't look as crisp as I was thinking for 1080p. So it's receiving 720 at this point. All right, 720/60. So I might need to adjust some things. Okay, so when it was done updating, it just automatically switched to 1080p. So I don't know if that was part of it or what, but something else I just found out, which if you've been watching these, you know you're along for the ride. I haven't researched any of this stuff usually. So how fun, you're gonna need a controller. Not that you would obviously want to play with it docked like this, but controls on the actual device are deactivated. So I had a couple options. I have an actual Nintendo controller from back in the day. So I thought maybe for the first time ever, this little USB dongle I bought would work. It's Tommy, I think is the name of the brand. I have yet to get it to work with literally anything, whether I'm emulating on my computer or, again, this thing has two USBs in the back. It does not work. This Nintendo to USB, no dice. So don't plan on that. Nintendo, however, does still make these for Nintendo Switch Online since they have a library of NES titles that you can use there. So I thought for sure this USB thing would work, right? According to people online, it works if you get an 8BitDo dongle, which I don't have, not USB anyway. So don't necessarily plan on that working either. But the 8BitDo that I do have has a, what is this, micro USB, I think. So I was left hoping, because sometimes the micro, it won't pass data. If you've ever wondered why sometimes some cables work or some plugs don't work where others will, it's because not all are created equal. So I tried this, hoping it would pass data, and it does. So I'm able to control it, and if I'm able to press this button, I can show you that I'm able to control it. Sorry, I probably should have done that a long time ago. So there you go, up and running. Looks like it's charging at the same time, and you can do anything you want, right? What if I play a cartridge that I bought specifically? So I just got back from PAX, actually, PAX West, and Pink Gorilla usually has a booth there. They are a brick and mortar. I don't even know if they have an online component. I haven't checked yet. I probably should because they always have good stuff, but they had a booth there, and I got Tetris. So I got an actual cartridge for my faux Game Boy here, and we're going to find out if it works all at once. Play cartridge. Okay. Tetris Rev 1. Wow, it's actually giving me some details about it. Memories, those are the game saves. I don't have any, obviously. Library, you know, I don't know what happens when I do this. You want to find out with me? Library is a reference level database. Oh, right. I need to set this up. So, not right now. Play cartridge. Okay. Play. This looks promising. So there is a bezel, right? It doesn't go to the edges, I guess, depending on how I display it after I capture it, but start. I can't actually hear the audio, so I'm going to trust it sounds fantastic right now. What about B type? Does that sound just as good? Oh no, that's game type. Okay, let's stick with A because I don't remember the difference. And let's choose that music because I hit start and it just advanced anyways. No reason to get crazy here, or okay, maybe there is a reason to get crazy. Level 5, right? Okay, that's clockwise, counterclockwise. Confession time. I didn't play a lot of Tetris for the Game Boy. I never owned my own Game Boy. That was a bridge too far for the Miller family. I had the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo, and I'm not throwing my parents under the bus here. We were provided for in spectacular manner, but never had a Game Boy. So this is all just fantastic. I have emulated this game before. I've played this particular version of it before, but beautiful, wonderful. Maybe one of I know you're thinking Game Boy whatever, and it probably doesn't look as amazing as so many of the other versions of Tetris that are out there, but I believe this might be the best-selling Tetris of all time, still. Both because it was a pack-in, but also because it was, I think, still widely regarded as one of the best games you could get for the Game Boy. And if you're wondering, oh, I almost forgot, there's no forever twist on this, or whatever that's actually called. Yes, I love Tetris. I might be above average, but I am nothing to look at really here. So if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing, I don't know. This is about as good as it gets for me. So later games, if you're wondering why I'm freaking out, later games you could just twist forever, right? I think it's in some circles considered the upgrade or feature that broke Tetris, because you can just sit there and spin it forever while you think about where you want to put stuff. I am guilty of that, so if I'm not fast enough, because I don't think it has it. I'm pretty sure if I were to screw up for a second, it would not work out in my favor. See this? I have no idea. Somebody probably knows. Speaking of packs, we went to a Tetris Effect tournament, and yeah, I was tempted to join. Like I said, I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm above average. I'll keep it at that. So I thought maybe, depending on who shows up, especially at PAX, you never know who's going to attend. Sometimes the tournaments are poorly attended, and you can win because nobody good actually showed up. But some very good people did show up. So I'm glad I didn't join. I would have gotten maybe 2 rounds deep before elimination. The 2 people that ended up in the finals were just a blast to watch. In fact, if you haven't been to my Patreon, which I should probably talk about more than once every 6 months, I did some public posts, so you don't need to subscribe. You can just go check them out. And I talked about the games that I saw at PAX, and I talked about that Tetris tournament that we went to. So go check it out. It was a lot of fun. It was my first PAX back since COVID, and I'd say it was pretty darn successful, and I was very happy that I went. So, video games, right? Hey.